What's going on, everybody? The Island Ricks coming to you live with yet another video. Okay, I got another video for y'all, and I want to talk about entertainment. And first and foremost, I know y'all been giving me a lot of criticism about my nails, giving me a lot of criticism about my computer and the black screen. So I got a new computer, I got a new laptop. It's touchscreen. As you can see, I'm sliding it with my fingers, and I want y'all to see my nails. Like, I trimmed them down. I didn't cut them all the way off. I at least trimmed them down. Golly. But anyway, so, however, I would like to talk about the entertainment and what it does to your mind. It really, like, people always like, it's just entertainment. It's just entertainment. Like, and it's so much entertainment. Like, it's just not just a little bit of entertainment. It's not like you're watching the entertainment. It's not like where, and this is what happens like from when we were young. Like, just think about, like, you've been watching entertainment your whole entire life, even starting as like kids. Just look at your child. Like, I could use like my niece or my nephew. Like, all right, when they start off as young, they have the cartoons, they got the video games, now they have the phones. So and then you got the radio, the music on the radio, they're programming it, you listen to the same thing over and over. So it's just so much entertainment, and it starts from a young age. They grab you from a young age, watching the cartoons that you watch, all the entertainment, and this is what they do. And they, pretty much, grab you at that young age, and, and they just tell you, oh, it's just entertainment. But what it's really doing is really just dumbing you down, and you're losing like your common sense, right? And it's like, all right, it's like eating too much candy. Eating too much candy is bad for you, right? So it's no balance. Let's say you love candy, but let's say you eat candy, like you spend like a week, or like at the end of the week, you probably like every Friday or every other Friday, you decide to have like a lollipop. Like, that's not going to really do that much damage to where if you're eating candy every day. You get what I'm saying? Like, you just eat candy, or eat bad foods. It's like too much of something is terrible. So if you've been like Santa Claus, like the story of Santa Claus, bro, like we've been lied to about Santa Claus. So from a young age, like, this is all we have known is just like entertainment. So it's just really like destroying the mind, and you don't see it. So you don't think it's influencing you, but a lot of the things that influences us, we don't see. It's more so like peer pressure, right? The peer pressure of somebody say, hey, smoke this marijuana, because, cause a person who, like, they might not have grown up in the same community they grew up in the same community as you, but a lot of these people they don't have like a father at home. Let's say you might have a father at home. They don't have a father at home. Their mother is not so much on them, like she could be a single parent, and she's like at work, and she can't spend that much time around him, and she give him that much more freedom. So let's say he goes out and he does these things, drugs, etc., all this other stuff, but then he comes to your child, and that person might not think like your child, because you're telling him, hey, look, like, don't be in the streets, etc., blah, 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 don't be like that. But it's the peer pressure. You get what I'm saying? So the peer pressure could tell you, like, could get that person to, do things that, like people, when I didn't want to drink like lean, like my cousins and them, they took like Percocets and all these other different drugs, Xanax and all these other drugs, and I didn't want to do that. So they made fun of me, and it was like, why you don't want to do this and why you don't want to do that? But, pretty much it's just the entertainers. They use these like entertainers at a high level. Like, when Floyd Mayweather said that, they're pretty much making it cool to be junkies. So you think that it's not influencing you, but like I said, Lil Wayne influenced me, and you might not think it's influencing your child, but just like the entertainment, you don't think this entertainment is, bad for you, but it is, and too much of it is just terrible, So like I said, they use a lot of entertainment, from a young age. So just think about it. Your whole day, like, every day is the same story, right? Every day you do the same thing. You get up, you might, people don't even brush their teeth sometimes. They just turn the TV on, watch the news. So let's go to the news, right? We're going to go down to the news. I know I got the touch screen, but I'm going to keep it old school and scroll down with the little thing on the side and go up and down. This is acting crazy. Okay. let's go to the news, right? All right, let's start off at the news. The news, you probably watch the news for like 20, 25 minutes, right? And people always say, oh, I only watch the news because I want to know what's going on. Like, I need to know what's going on. No, I want to know what's going on. I need to keep up with the weather, all this other stuff. Okay, first of all, if you wanted to watch the news, if you wanted to know about the weather, you go to the Weather Channel. Right? Like, why would you? The reason you're watching this stuff is because you want to see the killings, the robbings. That's what you want to see. You know, that's what you're going to see. This is what they trained you to see. This is what they trained you. Like, it's like influence. Like I said, you might not think that they're not going to, it's subliminal. Like, it's like peer pressure. It's not like they're telling, it's like a person like saying, hey, you know, you should watch this, or not cool. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what they do. So the killings and the robbings, that's what you're going to watch, you know. And I don't watch the news. Like, people are like, why you need to watch the news? Because that's kind of sort of like peer pressure. It's like, you need to watch the news because you need to know what's going on. I know what's going on every day I leave my house. You know, I don't need the news to tell me that it's bombing. I know they bombing stuff. Like, what? Why would I care? I know what's going on outside. I know that there's killings. And when I was living in the urban community, like, you know, I didn't see killings like that. Like, I didn't see robberies every day like the news made it seem out to be. So you watch that stuff, it's 20 minutes of that, or 25 minutes of that, or 30, however long you watch that, just when you start your day off, that's already starting your day off with a bunch of ignorance, right? That's entertainment, right? Just kind of, it's entertaining to watch. And then you got, you know, you go to work, 8 hours of doing what the job wants you to do, no phone, etc. You can't be on the phone. You can't do nothing. On your break, you probably get on the phone, check your Facebook, check your Instagram. It's the same thing, same story every day. And, you know, you pretty much got to do what the job is just telling you to do. And, you know, you get to talk to your friends, but most of the time you gossiping about the latest stuff, and, you know, who was with who and all this and other stuff, right? So you come home, and then what happens? More entertainment. So what happens is you listen to the music, like even on the way to work, you was listening to music, you replay the same songs, like they play the same songs on the radio all over again. You say it's just entertainment, right? So all day you listening to this, or like on the way to work, you listen to the same songs, the movies, you know, the movies and the video games and stuff. Like, all this stuff is just pretty much just entertainment. And all this stuff, you come home from work, you spend a little bit of time with your family. Let's say probably about like 20 minutes. You spend more time at work than you do with your family, right? So you come home and you spend all that time. You spend that little bit of time with your family, and then you spend all the rest of the time watching the movies, which is yet again entertainment. You on Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, a lot of just entertainment. And then you go watch like Maury or Love and Hip Hop, you know, game shows, Family Feud, crime investigations, just entertainment. And the difference between the entertainment now and, like, as far as like, let's say like, all right, the shows now, let's say the shows now and the shows back then, like the shows now, there's no balance. Like when I was saying that, you know, when you eat too much of something, too much candy, it could really harm you, right? It does a lot of harm to the body. And it's the same thing with entertainment. They attack the mind. They're going for your mind. So and people be like, oh, why you think it's all about them using black people, and, you know, you're such a conspiracy theorist. But you got to think about this. Why would it be so far-fetched for them to go after African Americans? I mean, there was slavery. There was also segregation, you know. Hey, like, they were black, like they were targeting the black people. Look at the justice system, targeting the black people. So why would it be too far-fetched that they would target the black people and try to get them to influence them in the wrong way? You know, like shows like Love and Hip Hop, I always use that one as an example, because the person told me that they relate more to Love and Hip Hop than they do Martin, right? So with Love and Hip Hop, they got drama. Like, how could you relate to that if you're getting up, going to work every day, and these people are getting up and living off of hip hop stars and all this other stuff, right? How could you relate to that? With Martin, you got somebody living in the hood and all. You can listen to my last video about if you want to talk about that. But, you know, I just want to tell y'all what entertainment does to your mind. You look at like crime investigation, you know, all that stuff is just scary. Like, it's just like talk about people getting killed all the time and them solving crimes and all this other stuff has nothing to do with everyday life. It's just like, what's the point? But you know, people watch it for what? Entertainment. So my thing is, if you got all this time if you spending all this time for entertainment, then when does the reality come in? Like, when is the real life comes in? You get what I'm saying? When does the struggle comes in? When people are talking about the struggle and what's really going on. You know, you got basketball games, you got NFL, you got hockey, you got all this other stuff that you're watching. There's so much entertainment. The music you listen to, you got so much entertainment. So you don't think it's really harming you? You know? And the stuff, just think about it. You're saying that it's just entertainment. You're watching something and you know that it's not real. So you're watching something that's not real all day long. You get what I'm saying? You're watching something that's not real all day long. So, you know, people play the games on their phone, TV shows. So like I said, man, it's like really destroying the people. It's like dumbing the people down. And that's what they use to dumb people down. They use the entertainment and they just flood it with entertainment. They use the bad music. That's why the people are doing a lot of these things, because it's too much entertainment. They're using, like, you know, like my friend said that her daughter is like 6 or 7 and she was sitting down and she was like, Percocet, Molly Percocet. And she was like, the girl was telling me she was upset. Like, she was mad. I mean, she let her daughter do whatever else she wanted to do. But, you know, she got mad that her daughter was singing that song. So I'm just like, okay, if you mad that your daughter is singing that song, just imagine like what's going to happen in the future. Like, you know, just imagine, like, they're dancing to that type of songs now. So just imagine what they're going to be dancing to and listening to in the future. You know, no pun intended with the artist's future. But so, like I said, entertainment, what it does is, like, you don't want to see no long video, right? You just rather see something short. Your attention span is making your attention span short, because the entertainment, you're fascinated by the entertainment. It's something that's, you know, pretty much like, you know, the action of it, you know, the entertainment is keeping you entertained for that moment, and you keep chasing that moment because you've been listening to that your entire life. So since you've been having that since you were a kid, that's the feeling that you keep. It's like a drug. You want to keep chasing that same feeling. So when somebody comes along and they're not as entertaining, it's like, all right, I don't want to talk to that person. They're trying to give you something detailed, something that you should know. And the difference between the shows now and the shows then, like I said, like back then with like Martin, they'd take a person who came from, like, all right, the movie, that Martin did. What was the name of that movie? Nothing to Lose, right? They took a guy, and it was a balance, because you had a guy who, you know, who comes from the urban community. Like, I come from the urban community. So we have people that come from the urban community that, you know, you can relate to. They go through the struggle. They get up and go to work. They're trying to provide for their family, etc. So you don't have that story anymore. So they're not having this story no more. So it's like they're sitting around and like, hey, we're going to use this to destroy or manipulate the people, or we're going to do this, and we're going to keep pushing this. And they're thinking, like, they're sitting down with people who are like, that come from that background in that urban community, and they know what those people want. But you got these people who don't come from this community with the money coming to them and say, hey, you know, people want to see people fighting all day and shooting stuff up, and people want to see this. So, you know, the ratings might show, of course people going to want to see something bad, but, you know, like, if you give some people a balance, I guarantee you it'll last longer. You get what I'm saying? That's why they move on to the next show. Like, if a show get too boring and it's not, they just move on to the next show. But like Martin, what you can see, like, after a while, it started to be somebody. To me, it looked like after a couple seasons, it was somebody who was like, I think you should run it this way. It's like the NBA, right? The NBA is like, all right, we need to see the Cavs. People want to see the Cavs and Warriors in the finals, so we're gonna do whatever we can to get them there. To whereas back in the past, it was more so like, I'm talking about like way back when, before Jordan, where it was just about competition. You get what I'm saying? More so than the marketing, etc. But so, like I said, too much of it is damaging. You know, it's like eating a lot of donuts or eating a lot of bad foods. It could be terrible for you. So when a person be like, oh, it's just entertainment. So you just been watching entertainment your entire life. You spend all day and you think it's not harming you. You know, when do you have time to When you find time to read something that could help you? You know, when are you reading stuff that could benefit you long term and that can help you in life? You know, even the educational system. You know, what have you learned from there that's really helping you? You get what I'm saying? So y'all, my phone is, you know, going down and the battery is just terrible. But, you know, y'all like, share, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Is entertainment terrible, or do y'all think it's I'm just crazy? But anyway, I'm out.